If you've ever thought, why in the world is my wireless bill so damn high, then let me tell you about our friends over at Mint Mobile who we're partnering with for today's video. Mint Mobile offers premium wireless for as low as $15 a month, and you don't have to sacrifice any coverage, speed, or data. They're built on the nation's largest 5G network, so they keep costs low by selling directly to you online. They cut out the retail stores and the salespeople. All Mint Mobile plans include unlimited nationwide talk and text, plus lightning-fast 5G and free mobile hotspot. So why should you have to pay for more than you have to access the same network? It only takes 15 minutes to switch, and you'll be paying as low as $15 a month for your phone plan. It really is that simple. So use the link in the description below. Try mintmobile.com/Chargers Unleashed to get started. Click the link in the description below or scan the QR code.
All right, you checking in with Mike Williams from the LA Chargers, and you're tuning into Chargers Unleashed.
All right, well, first day of training camp officially in the books. We are very excited to welcome friend of the show, now second time on Chargers Unleashed, Mr. Rashawn Slater. Welcome.
You.
How are you?
I'm great. Thanks for having me.
Of course. Now, this has been kind of a tumultuous year for lots of things, but for you, I think going through the injury and rehab and then coming back and then seeing the team, what they went through last year, the offseason, and now there's a bunch of hype. Like, what's this past year been like for you personally, and what's it feel like now to be back healthy on the grass?
First and foremost, it feels absolutely amazing. Being injured isn't something that's ever happened to me before, so that was like the first time I ever experienced it. And my mindset from the beginning was, I'm going to come right back from this. I'm going to give everything to rehab and stuff. But as the season goes on and you're driving to games, watching on TV, and you're not able to play, it really hit me how limited this time we have that the NFL is. And it just kind of, I was going crazy a little bit, I felt like. So it's definitely a blessing to be back out here, and just a reminder to take advantage of every single day and enjoy every second of it.
When you went down with the injury, Jamari Sawyer steps in your spot.
Yeah.
Very admirably, carries the team the rest of the season at the left tackle spot. What's been the conversation that you guys have had kind of behind the scenes now that he's now being inserted on the opposite side of the line and now part of the starting lineup with you now? Any conversations that you guys had just off the field in terms of, trying to get him up to speed during last season? What have you seen from him now coming into year two?
Yeah, when Jamari got drafted, we were talking, they told him he was guard. No chance he'd ever play tackle. So he didn't even think that was on the table. But then, as you saw when it happened, within a week, he was there taking reps, starting versus the Texans, and had an amazing game. So from the start, he always established that he's a ball player. He's a great player. Wherever you plug him in, he's going to be great. And, that's what he expects from himself, and we all know that he's going to kill it at guard.
Looking at the offensive line now, you got Jamari Sawyer, Zion Johnson. Things are kind of getting reswizzled. You got, obviously, yourself, Trey, Corey in the middle. Talk to us about what your expectations are of this offensive line this year, specifically around the run game, because I think that's something that people have been kind of looking for more of.
Yeah. And
I think they were 30th last year for you guys. What are you guys expecting this year? What do you see from that group now that you're all kind of intact together?
It's going to be a lot better. We take that stuff to heart. As an O-line, that's what we want to do. We live to run the ball and to impose our will. So I think every single one of us has a chip on our shoulder to go and do that. So we're all about that. It's going to be better.
Is there anything tactically you think is going to be different now that Kellen Moore is here for the run game specifically that may either help you guys out or maybe shift some things that look different from a year ago?
Yes, I think so. He's definitely brought in his own scheme, language. We look at things a little bit differently, just the way we go about our schemes. There's only so many plays in football, but there's still nuance to the ways that you can run them. And so I think we've changed that a little bit in subtle ways that are going to really benefit us. For stacking short gains by the time we get to the third quarter, long games, explosive plays. So we're all on the same page with that, and we're all really excited about it. Kellen's really smart. He's came in, and it's been easy learning that.
Zion Johnson moving from the right side to the left side, your new running mate to your right.
Yeah.
How has everything been with you guys partnering up now throughout the offseason and now on day one?
It's been incredible. Zion's, me and him are similar in a lot of ways. I love the way he sees the game, and he's so dialed into his technique, and I love that. So we're always having really detailed communication about our exact footwork and whatnot. So he's a freak athlete, so it's going to be awesome just being able to run double team and stuff with him.
Your quarterback got paid.
Yeah.
Made some headlines yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
You were out last year for most of the season. You get to come back and actually block for him. What's it been like for you and the team, kind of seeing him get paid? Obviously, he's going to be getting steak dinners for you, most of you guys, I would hope.
Yeah.
But what's that just been like for you personally, just knowing what your quarterback now is?
It's the best feeling in the world. Justin's the best quarterback I've ever played for, by a mile, just because he's such a great quarterback. Like, everything to him is on him. It's always his responsibility. So he's so good at taking the accountability. When we're protecting as an O-line, like, he's maneuvering his way out of the pocket, around the pocket. He makes our job a lot easier in that. And you could just, from the beginning, I've always been able to tell, like, he takes the game so, he takes it like it's all his to control. And I love that because he's just a solid guy. He's a great guy, and, I'm happy for him. It's great to know that he's going to be here for the duration of our careers, so I love it.
Training camp's always fun to get back to. It's just that semblance of football returning, obviously you guys getting back to it. Anything in particular that you yourself personally are looking forward to this season? Anything in terms of your teammates, the group, any players specifically that you're happy to be on this team and watch?
Yeah, I'm really excited for everything. I think we got a ton of weapons everywhere to be seen. It's going to be really exciting to see Joey and Khalil together this season. I see him each year. I see him in camp, so I know what they can do, and to have them both healthy and going at it, it's going to be incredible. And really, I'm excited about this O-line.
Touch on that a little bit, because you mentioned this last training camp when you were going up against Khalil and some things that he was throwing at you that you hadn't seen before.
Yeah.
Have you kind of now adapted to that a little bit? You got some stuff for him this year?
Yeah, I'd like to think I added a little bit more to the toolbox, but him and Joe are both. They're so smart. Like, there's so many guys, and you can kind of see, like, who's been in the league for a long time just because there's a different level of, like, savviness to their game, and he definitely has that.
What's the mindset of this team? Because I feel like, there's so much, it seems, external pressure that can kind of grow on people, but it seems like this team's done a really good job kind of keeping things in the locker room and keeping things tight. What's this season kind of feel like for you guys? Like, what are your goals? Like, how are you looking at it from a perspective? Like, how do you kind of frame this year specifically?
Yeah. People always talk about, like, what's happening outside, but the truth is I don't think anyone has higher expectations for ourselves than we do. I think this is a very competitive group, and we all know what we're capable of. And, right now our goal is just to take every day one by one and get better on every single play. And we all know the talent we have and what that means if we continue to stack that over a season.
All right, so give us a sneak peek here. Kellen Moore, now in, offensive coordinator. What should we expect to see different as an offense under Kellen Moore versus what you've seen in the past?
I think I want to say explosions. I think we're going to have a lot more explosives, a lot more, having Herbert do his thing and run game. I think it's going to be very dynamic.
What is Herbert's thing?
I mean, you've seen him. Like, do I really need to go there?
Speaks for itself.
But no, but I think a lot of fans and critics were kind of clamoring, like, they want to unleash and uncork Justin Herbert, and they want to be able to see more of him. Whether it's rolling outside or kind of being dynamic, running with the ball. Like, do you think they're going to see more of that, or is it just going to be a different type of Justin?
I think they're going to see all of that. He plays to his strengths, and football is such a game of variables. Like, you never know when a protection can break down. He's got to make plays on the run, but I think he's going to be able to play to all of his strengths on a consistent basis. There's not really a weak part of his game that we can point at. So it's just I think he's going to just, do his thing. Like, he's just going to dominate.
Chargers left tackle Rashawn Slater joining us here on Chargers Unleashed. Rashawn, thank you so much for joining us here on the show. Really appreciate the time. Excited to see you back out here on training camp. Very excited for this season. Thank you so much for coming on, buddy.
Thank you guys for having me.
Hey, good luck this season.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Have you ever Googled yourself and were shocked to see your personal information exposed on one of those public listing sites? Data brokers are making a fortune selling your information to robocallers, spammers, and others who want to learn more about you, like where you live.
We've been trying to reach you concerning your car's extended warranty.
That's why I'm excited to tell you about today's sponsor, Aura. Aura can identify data brokers exposing your info and submit opt-out requests on your behalf, and brokers everywhere are legally required to remove your info if you ask them to, but they make it super hard to do. So let Aura handle that for you. You could try Aura for up to 2 weeks using this link that we're going to put up here on the screen. Aura also does so much more to protect you and your family from online threats that you cannot see. So make sure to check out aura.com/Chargers Unleashed to get a 14-day free trial and see if your personal information has been leaked online.